This is a special meeting of the Frankfurt Plant Board Directors. And first thing I'll do is ask Kathy, our Executive Assistant, if she'll call the roll of board members.
Member Ludwig?
Present.
Member Green?
Here.
Member Fragotsky?
Present.
Member Baldwin?
Here.
Okay.
Member Rosen?
Here.
5 for 5. Okay, all 5 board members. They say this is a advertised and posted special board meeting and public hearing. And I think with that, I'm going to turn the hearing over to member Anna Marie Rosen. She and Monique and staff have worked very hard on the subject which she's about to talk about. And she's the expert, and I'm going to ask her to handle this any way she thinks is appropriate.
Okay, yes, as Ralph mentioned, this is a special meeting to discuss going to 2-cycle billing, and that would be 2 billing cycles each month. Frankfurt Plant Board provides the resources of energy, water, and communications to the community, and that's the most important activity of the Plant Board. Customers, or members as they might be described, reimburse Frankfurt Plant Board for these services with payments due on the 15th of each month. This hearing is to notify members of the transition from 2 billing cycles per month. Well, transition to that. This is a carefully considered change recommended by the Customer Service Improvement Cycle Billing Committee. Noting that many Frankfurt Plant Board members are paid 2 times per month by their employers, the 2-cycle model was chosen. This change has the benefit of reducing customer congestion in the office, on phones, and it better distributes the workflow in the customer service department. Customer accounts will be separated into 2 groups based on the present meter reading routes. An additional benefit to having 2 cycles each month is that meter readings and billings will better coordinate so that problems with water or electrical could be identified in a more timely way. The transition is proposed to occur in November of this year, and before implementing this plan, it'll be analyzed carefully over the next 6 months by the technical department, reviewed by customer service, and customers will be notified of the new payment dates prior to that actual change. Now, Cassie Estelle in our customer service department wanted to say a few words about the transition period that we hope to see in November.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. We have proposed cycle 1 and 2 to keep basically half of our customer base on their existing cycle, because the goal was to make the least impact as possible on people. So everyone would keep their same reading date, half the customers would keep their same due date, and only half would transition over to a different due date, and that would allow us to impact the least amount of people as possible. Whenever we transition to cycle billing, whether we do it in November of this year or at any time, we are going to have one set of customers who are going to receive 2 bills within a fairly short period of time. Because FPB currently bills a month behind, that's the only way to transition over to the 2 cycles, is there's going to be a set of customers who are going to have to play catch up until they get onto the new cycle.
And I should add, we will be informing people ahead of time
Yes.
that this disruption just during the month of November will happen, and we're hoping that it goes smoothly. At this point, anyone from the public who might want to make a comment has the ability to do that, or we're ready to listen to them. It doesn't appear that we have anyone here tonight, but you can still submit your comments up until June 20th, and we're interested in any comments people might have. There's a second portion of this meeting, which is concerning the budget billing plan. And this is the system where people can have their monthly bill calculated so that they pay the same amount each month. And during the month of May, payments are balanced, reconciled if they were overpaid or underpaid during this time frame. Our tariff, the information that guides how FPB operates, says that we do that in February. And so this is merely a announcement that we are going to change the tariff to match what we're actually doing. So Cassie or Mike, would you like to add anything to that?
In investigating and reviewing the tariff and our current guidelines, originally the staff did come to the board and ask for a change in the tariff to have the budget billing and reconciliation done in February, and that was approved. However, through customer feedback and just different things within the department, it was determined that May was a more comfortable month for the customers, more lenient month for them due to the weather and things of that nature. So it was announced to the community, and staff began doing the budget billing, enrollment, and reconciliation in May of 2012. So this is actually not a change to anything that we're actually doing. This is just a request to have the tariff reflect our day-to-day operations and how we currently operate.
Okay, thank you. So it appears that we have no one here to make a comment on that, but also anyone who does have a comment concerning the budget billing plan can certainly make any comment to us before June 20th, which is the day before our monthly meeting, which will be June 21st. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, or Madam Chairman, I did have a couple of questions. This also affects cable billing as well, correct?
The cycle billing, yes.
Right, okay, because you said electric and water.
And communications, which I grouped into communications.
Okay, and then, Cass, maybe you can help explain this. According to you said you were talking about there would be a catch-up. Does that mean that someone may have to pay twice in 1 month to catch up? Or just that their bills would be so close together in the month?
They would be so close together. For example, I pulled a bill as an example. If we move forward with the November timeframe, usage from September 4th to October 6th would be billed to a customer on November 1st and due November 15th, and that's the way we operate today. Secondary usage from October 6th to November 6th would then be billed to them on November 11th, and then that due date would be December 1st. So that first cycle of people are going to have a bill due the 15th of the month and then the 1st of the month, and then every month after that they would just be due on the 1st.
Right, okay. And the only comment I have with that is that, November is the beginning of the holiday season, and how that might impact, folks if they're going out and purchasing holiday gifts. They might be adversely impacted because now they've got two utility bills to pay so close together. Is my only question. I don't know if anybody had considered that, with that being the implementation day or not. So.
I'm sorry. Yes, we looked at all of that. There was a lot of different things that we looked at, and that was one of the things. Regardless of when we start, we are going to have this type of an impact on the customers. However, but looking at November, we did consider the holiday, Thanksgiving holiday, Christmas holiday, New Year, and also that our state government employees get paid on the 15th and the 30th of the month, and they generally in December get paid early, so they suffer sometimes a 3-week lapse between that last paycheck and the first one they get in January. So we are looking at some different ways to help with that, through payment arrangements, relaxing some of those guidelines for the payment arrangements to help customers get through that transition period.
Good, thank you.
I had one question. What determines which cycle a customer's going on? Is it alphabetical? Or?
It's currently based on their route read. Every area of town is read in a route cycle, and we tried to keep all those existing routes the same based on a route analysis. That way you didn't have a change in the time period on your bill. So we took the existing routes we had and basically split them as close to half as we could. So half would be on the 1st and half will be on the 15th.
The only other thing I had wondered about, walking up here, I was wondering about this. As you know, on our electric and on our water, we have a customer charge. At the present time on water for a residential, it's $6 a month at the moment. So if we get into a situation where a customer is going to get a short period bill and then are they going to be charged this customer service charge twice over a period and a half period? They're going to be charged twice for that?
They would be, because each period they're being billed for is an entire month. So September to October, you're gonna be due November 15th. October to November, that's normally due December 15th, is gonna be December 1st. So it's no different than what we're doing currently to date. Because you are billed that each month.
I didn't understand how it can reduce the overall number of monthly disconnects.
We're not certain that it'll reduce the number of the total, but what it will do is split that traffic in half, whereas currently they're all done at the same time, and that caused a severe congestion issue in the office.
That wasn't what it says here, is what I was getting at.
Okay.
What page are you on?
Non-payment disconnect days were changed to reduce the overall number of monthly disconnects. I think the monthly disconnects will be the same.
Oh, that was something that we had already implemented.
We've been evaluating
That's on the list
that.
of bullets of things that we had already implemented in changing the non-payment disconnect date. We pushed it a little bit further back in the month just to give customers a little bit more time. And by giving them those few extra days, it has reduced the number of monthly disconnects that we've seen since we did that in December. So that was something that we previously implemented.
I guess I should emphasize, as we get close to November, we will be informing customers on their bill. We talked about maybe doing commercial or information notices on the website and the on Cable 10, so that as we get close and we have everything defined, it will be explained in more detail for specific customers.
I do have one question following up on Ralph's commentary. Is there any reason why we wouldn't prorate that second month's customer service fee just to make sure it all comes out to an even wash for all the customers, even the ones that transition?
Those customers for that second month would normally have gotten a bill on December 1st and it be due December 15th. Now they're going to get that bill on November 30th. Well, I'm sorry, they're going to get it in November, but it's still not due till December 1st.
Right.
So for a whole month of usage, you're going to have that same flat customer fee. I doubt the decision to prorate that or not would not come from customer service.
Right.
That would be something that upper management could decide to do as a courtesy to customers if they chose to.
I guess the overall goal would be for the customer not to incur any additional charge.
Mm-hmm.
And as Ralph pointed out, that would be an instant where there would be a minor additional charge that the customer would incur, right?
There's
It's
no
still a
additional
30-day
charge.
period or a same
But doesn't
full
that,
complete billing cycle. It's just that your due date is sooner.
Correct. So there's no additional charge.
that's the case for cable, but is that also the case for water and electric?
That's the case for electric and water.
Okay. I'm not sure I follow that math, but I'll take your word for it. Yeah.
So you're not going to get a bill for short. Half the people are going to go on this transition. So you're not going to get a bill for a short period, then start your regular periods. See, what I don't understand is that short period in there. You get billed a short period. If you had full customer service charges, then you start on your regular cycle, of course, where you have the regular customer. That short period in there, do they get a separate bill for that short period?
Because we bill a month behind already for electric and water and a full month ahead for telecom services, there won't be a short period that anyone gets billed. Each bill they receive will be an entire month of utilities and an entire month of
Right.
telecom services. So they won't have any prorated amounts in there.
It's amazing how complicated everything is, you know. Gee.
I guess once we get through November, then it would be smooth. Oh, it appears that we have no further comments. Just request the public, if they have concerns or questions, to write to us. And that concludes what we have to present.
Lots of time to explain. Cassie, I appreciate the job you've done on this, and Rena, not recognize you.
Yes, sir. And if you guys have any other questions, we're happy to go over with it. It is very complex, and when you get to splitting it out, there's a lot of variables, so we're happy to go over that with anybody.
Well, I think that, anything else?
Nope.
I think that concludes the public hearing, special meeting, unless there's any more comments, questions? If not, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed, say no.
I didn't want to do it.